That mic's not on.
My name is Vic Geiger, and I am the store director for Steinwy of Phoenix, and it's great to have you here. We at Steinwy of Phoenix are passionate about music and how it enriches our lives, and this will be a wonderful first annual event. We represent, it's not on. How's that? There you go. Okay. We represent the handcrafted Steinwy & Sons pianos, Boston and Essex that are designed by Steinwy & Sons, Henry F. Miller, and we have a large selection of pre-owned instruments. You may have had the opportunity to have some wine and cheese in our recital hall, where we host a lot of events, from student recitals to Steinwy artists. And if you'd like to sign up for our newsletter, there are sign-up forms on the table back there. We'd love to get you on our email list. We recently provided 13 Family of Steinwy Design grand pianos to the Phoenix Music Teachers Association Ensemble event at Camelback High School. Over 445 students performed in 2 concerts for over 2,000 people. You know, I've spent my entire career in the music industry, and I've never heard anyone say, "I'm really glad I never learned to play the piano." And it's never too late to learn. During intermission, there will be more wine and cheese in the recital hall, and there is a DVD playing on the new Musical Instrument Museum that's opening on April 24th. There are also some brochures on the museum, and we're very proud to partner with this world-class facility. The doctors and their colleagues will be performing tonight on a very special limited edition handcrafted Steinwy Model B. This piano is a recreation of a piano that Steinwy introduced at the nation's centennial in 1876. It's in East Indian rosewood with hand carving. It's a wonderful instrument. I think not only will you enjoy the cosmetic of the piano, but also the musicality of the instrument. Tonight's ticket sales will benefit the Phoenix Symphony. And in addition, we will donate up to $1,000 to the Phoenix Symphony for any instrument purchased in March with the mention of Doctors in Recital. So please tell your colleagues and your friends and neighbors, and let's support the Phoenix Symphony. I want to introduce my colleagues. First, Janet Sandino, there in the purple. Janet handles all our concert and artist activities, along with all the other things she does. There is Scott Madden. Scott, I've known since over 10 years when we met in Atlanta, a great piano guy. And Denny Coiro, who in addition to being a pianist, is a vocalist. It's a wonderful team of people to work with, and I hope you get a chance to meet them. Be sure your cell phones are on silent. Restrooms are over in that far corner. And I've got some thanks, special thanks to give. First, Frank Bourget, Development Director for the Phoenix Symphony. Frank, thanks for all your support of the arts and for music. Laura Hardwick at Petit Fromage, our caterer this evening. Dr. Drake Duane and Dr. Mark Hong for all their help in organizing tonight's first annual Doctors in Recital event. I want to thank all of the doctors and their colleagues who are performing this evening. Also, a big thanks to Cinda Lockwood and Office Max, who did the posters and the programs for tonight's event. And I really want to thank Janet Sandino, who has spent countless hours putting tonight's event together. And Janet, I promise you, next year it'll be easier. And the final thanks to Mr. Javier Soto, our Master of Ceremonies this evening. He's a graduate of California State in Long Beach. He served as 3TV's weekend anchor and now co-anchors the early edition of Good Morning America. Or Good Morning Arizona, sorry, at 3TV. Next year. Next year. There you go. Thank you very much.
take that promotion to Good Morning America. Working on it, I'm working on it. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. What a wonderful event we have planned for you. Initially, when Dr. Mark Hong had asked me to come on, I was a little hesitant. I was kind of intimidated to be serving as MC to all these wonderful people out here, but he promised me no matter what happens this weekend in Congress, I will personally get healthcare reform. All right, we're starting off good. Now, of course, as you just heard, this is all put on by Physicians for the Phoenix Symphony. It's comprised of about 80 physicians, and they've been at this for about 40 years and have fully supported the Phoenix Symphony. Now, if you're not familiar with the Phoenix Symphony, they were founded back in 1947, and at that time, they had only put on about several concerts for about 100,000 people per year. Now currently, they serve about 300,000 people throughout the greater Phoenix area. And they put on 200 concerts and presentations. Now, thank you all for coming out. Of course, again, this is benefiting the Phoenix Symphony. Now, we're gonna start off with Dr. Drake Dwayne, and he's going to talk about brain and music and the mind of musicians. Doctor.
Thanks, Brooke. Well, this is the first annual. We have a lot of confidence in this group that we're going to be coming back together again. And I hope that you'll enjoy it the entire evening. And I thought I would start out as the chair of our group, giving you a little bit of background about what you're going to experience. Not only what you're going to feel, but what's going to be going on inside of your central nervous system. What is going on in the central nervous system of the performers we're going to be hearing tonight and enjoying. And this is our title slide, Brain and Music, the Mind of the Musician. This quotation is from Vladimir Nabokov, and he said, there is no science without fancy, and there is no art without facts. And what he was suggesting here is that just as those in the arts must have rigor, technique, and rules that they must obey, in science, where that is the rule, also there must be creativity. And Nabokov is shown here on a hillside with a butterfly net, because he was an entomologist. And there is a genus of butterflies named for Nabokov. This diagram shows a little bit about the nervous system. It may be difficult for those behind me, my apologies, but we are videotaping tonight's event. And with a little bit of luck, you may be able to see it on YouTube if they don't block it. The way the nervous system is organized, sound comes in through our ears and like that little spiral that you see, and it's organized. And it's organized just like this piano is, from bass to treble. On one side, the sound comes in and it goes immediately to both sides of the brain. And both sides ascend, and on the surface area, the temporal lobes, music is again represented this way. So we have a keyboard in our brain, in the lower brain and also in the upper surfaces of the brain. Curiously, nature has given us differential aptitudes between the two sides. In special listening tests called dichotic listening, studies show that the left ear, right brain is better for music and musical sounds, whereas the right ear, left brain is more adept at language and language-related sounds. This exploration is in the biological foundations of music. All of us, I think, have taken music for granted. We've been exposed to it since childhood. But how is it that people can put on paper these notes, and someone can pick up the violin on the table, and as some of our performers will tonight, create beautiful music? Well, it's come from a series of investigations that have occurred just in the last 15 years, using new neurotechnologies in which brain imaging occurs. And I'll show you some of the techniques that have been used. Some look at the electrical system of the brain, so-called evoke potentials. You do something, you record the brain or nerve response. Electroencephalography, magnetoencephalography, transcranial magnetic stimulation. Or we look at the brain's anatomy with magnetic resonance imaging.